Yeah. You see, I told you, I said, you know what the likes of a charm, Prince JJ Man, the African Wala, and a few others are trying to say.
And the other lady,
you know, is that we may not even approve of how they want to do it, or the style around it, or what have you, right? Because individually, a lot of us probably have that reservation, okay? That you cannot give these guys this long rope and tell them to hang themselves when you know they can easily actually use the same long rope to fly and jump away and escape. You get what I mean? That is the issue of giving them time. But at the same time, some of us believe that something has to happen. What if they won? When these politicians just feel like, okay, once they come out and all of that, just shoot their gas and send them away and all of that. From the process, boom, boom, they don't kill 2 people. And from protest, it turned revolution. That's why we're going to drag people like you from the fence. I say, yeah, now join. You see, I mean, don't read you. But we believe that something has to spark something. That's why we are like
you came up with a very, very good point. But let me add up to what you just said now.
Right.
Look, when the protest starts, this is what's going to happen. This is my own postulation. Maybe I'm being I don't know.
Look at it. Call yourself a realist, and I take you on that. Okay, you understand? Look at that, and please be free, be real.
Michael, look at it again. Look at it again.
Yes.
What's the percentage of the northerners that in the military force or in the police force or military? We have about 70, if not more than 70% of them.
The majority.
If they roll out their army, in the south, roll out their army in the north, you think it's the same percentage of people they kill in the south is what they'll kill in the north?
No.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they'll kill 1 in the north and they'll kill 10,000 in the south. I guarantee you that is what is going to happen. And let me tell you, if they kill 1, kill 2, and we all say, Tinubu now, this time around, Tinubu have to go. This is what's going to happen. They'll say, okay, state of emergency. They'll drive out the civilians. Said, okay, I think we're done with you guys. Bring in the military. Who's going to show up? The Northerners will show up. I don't know if I'm right.
Away in the middle of saying we are one Nigerian. Want somebody emergency as the military president from the north.
What is the chances that somebody is not pushing the Northerners to come and push Tinubu out of the way? I am not saying this is what is happening, but me, I'm just sitting thinking. I'm a fool, I'm stupid, but I'm just sitting down thinking and saying, okay, what about if these crazy people, actually, this is the agenda they have? Because somebody called earlier and said, looks like the Northerners, they have something they are trying to push. I'm only postulating, we're not really sure. I'm only saying, if adventure, these guys actually have this plan, try to get Tinubu out of the way, have the military come in, chase out everybody, and say, and look at this, this is what they're going to do. They'll now align themselves with Russia. Not even with the West, align themselves with Russia. What's going to happen? We're screwed. Because Russia, there's no democracy in Russia. Who cares? If it's going to kill every one of you, as long as you can dance to our tune in Russia, don't worry, we'll supply all the weapons to take care of everybody in the South. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm saying something stupid.
I didn't even see that coming. But what I think
I don't know if I'm stupid.
You know what I think is that if any military showed up, I'm saying this because that's what I would be part of. Sure you get, because talking about them trying to push something that the South is going to enable them just to sure you get. And let's say a military now takes over and they say it's another Fulani from the north, or what do you call it? An Hausa or anybody shot from the north, right? Whether they go to Russia or they go to North Korea or that moment, Nigeria would have to possibly have a civil war in here. You know why I said that?
Maybe that's
you know what I said. Nigeria would probably have a civil war because announce another Fulani as president of Nigeria. No joke. No joke. I'm not. See, Matari changed to something all of you have never seen before. This is
the next place. I'm thinking the next place. So I'm just.
So you go lead to something else. You get, because take for instance, right? You are so right if that should play out in the end. Because number one, people should know that if they are going to ask for the end of a government, it should be all of them. But then who goes in? Remember, I was saying something like
Who
that
goes in?
yesterday. I said, do they have any plan of what's going to happen? Or if this now turn out that we chase all of them, what's going to happen next? I don't think majority of us have thought about that. And you just drop a bombshell, something that like,
I don't know. I said that's the one moronic thing I do is just sit down and think. And it's like, what about if we come up this way? Another thing I won't even
okay,
talk
let's
about. They
push
talk
it now. What's going to happen after? Like,
what's going to happen with everything I said. What about if it goes that way? What are we going to do?
who is going to? Has
I
anybody
don't have
thought
an
about
idea.
it? Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, they must sit down and talk about
Would you
it.
accept so and so to just be declared this or that? We are not talking about that.
Because look at our neighbors, look at Nigeria, look at Burkina Faso, look at all these countries. They were like, okay, let us copy these guys. Align ourselves with Russia, align ourselves with Iran, align ourselves with China. What would the West do? Don't do crap. Don't do a thing. Because look at it. Burkina Faso, who's going to rescue them from what they got there? Of course, I like what they did. Look at Niger. Who is going to, you think Americans will go into that place when the Russians are there? They will not. They won't even make an attempt to even go there. So they say Tinubu is smart. Well, I've said it like about 3 months ago. He's the most dumbest. See, look, he said something about now statistics will go chop. He was making this stupid.
Anyway,
and look, now statistics will chop. Everything that happened, okay, we have a population of 200 million. I don't know if it's even true. Is it not statistics you will be able to, is it not statistics you use to know, okay, how many people do not have clean pipe-borne water? Which are the houses that don't have power supply? These things are statistics. Statistics is what they use to, this is what they use to plan this whole thing.
Let me go take my last one because of my time. You know what?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Nice one. Bye. God bless you. Stay safe, right? So I'll try this again, and I pray you are lucky because we only have just about 2 minutes to go. Julie, did you
okay. All right.
Oh, bless you. See, I thought I got you earlier, all right? But you just hung there like froze.
I don't know what happened.
I know it's network. It happens all the time. How are you this evening, ma'am?
I'm good.
It's been a long time. People have heard your voice on Mayegun's Diary Political. I don't know how long, but I can tell you it was last time I had this my premolar.
I know.
It's a long time.
Yes. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm surviving. Can't complain.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please.
So I've been listening to the arguments going back and forth, and you'll be very surprised to hear my opinion. And my opinion is that I can totally understand where the Biafrans are coming from, because basically there hasn't been much empathy from other tribes for Igbo people in general. And I think that's a problem for all of us, because one of the things that's not right about Nigeria, amongst lots and lots of other things, is that we don't have enough empathy for people who aren't being processed correctly. So, for instance, you would expect more Nigerians to be up in arms about Nnamdi Kanu being locked up in jail for 3 years. But they're not. They're not up in arms about it. And I know that goes to how Nigeria was designed. So if you look at, for instance, the way protests go across in Africa, even in Kenya, you could have sat down with a clipboard and said, round about now, we're now 20 hours into the protest, this is going to happen, and you take it and it will happen. That's how it's always happened. I've been seeing lots of protests. I grew up in a university campus in Nigeria. I went to university in Nigeria, did my first degree in Nigeria. So I've been at the cold face of lots of protests, and I've seen how they've occurred. And I've seen how students would disappear after the protest, and their classmates don't even ask about them. They don't even, what's happened to this person? We've never seen this person. So there's that level, there's a lack of empathy and kindness that we have to each other, which doesn't help us, because it means that each person, we're not looking after ourselves the way we should. And that makes us weak. And that makes it very, very easy for us to be oppressed. So that's point one. Point two is that this is baked into colonialism. So if you go back, for instance, to Igbo land, if you look at the women, remember the women that were protesting. against the taxes that Britain was levying on them, and they opened fire and they shot them, and they shot about 50 women. They were unarmed, singing and dancing, and they shot them. And this has been baked into our system. So the point is, with this protest coming up, there's going to be loss of life. There's going to be life-changing injuries. That's just the fact. So what do? Do we just basically sit and take it, and year on year? Yeah, if you look at, for instance, the civil rights movement in America, every single inch of concession they've had to fight for. So we're going to have to fight. At some point, we're just basically going to have to bell the cat. Okay? So yes, Nigeria is preparing for this big revolution, because that's what it looks like. It's growing in momentum. People are getting more and more interested in it.
That's right.
But each passing day. So my suggestion is, how about a concession to Biafra? Because let's be honest, Biafra has the Nnamdi Kanu's sit-at-home protest. It's been a success because Nigeria is completely rattled about it. And even if they have basically had Nnamdi Kanu in jail all this time, the truth of the matter, the movement's only got bigger. Now, Biafrans in the movement will disagree with me and say, oh, the movement might be a bit split. There are people on this side, or people on that side. But the way I see it, I think there are reasons to be careful, because even if you have people split on that side and people split on this side, as far as I'm concerned, Biafra is closer today than it was 3 years ago. So my point is, the sit-at-home protests work. Even Dr. Obadiah Malafia, he wanted to organize a nationwide one. Do you remember back in roundabout, it was sometime in 2021, after he issued his warnings about what was going on. Why don't we consider that as well? Why don't we consider, so even if we say to maybe people in the Southeast, why don't you sit at home on the days, because that will shut down commerce and the elites will feel that. Because at the moment, if you look at, for instance,
what the protest is intended to do as well, shut down the entire whole thing until they start listening.
Well, the protest, I appreciate that, but if you, the thing about the sit-at-home protests in the Southeast is that it's much harder for that basically it will be, they do this all the time. I've never seen a Nigerian protest that wasn't infiltrated by the government. They'll have the yobs or the goons will come into the protest and they'll say, oh, well, it's been infiltrated, so we're going to have to send in the army. So we know that's going to happen. We know that will happen. And the sit-at-home protests will save more lives. How about we think about that as well?
From their hands. Okay.
Yes. How about we think about that? Because that has an effect. That has crippled economic activity in the Southeast. And the elites are feeling that. They hate it. So why don't we do it on a nationwide scale? And then we can flush out. It'll be massive. And then we'll know whether these northern youths will know whether they're serious or whether this is just another setup.
People would do anything, right? But currently, even the Southerners themselves, right? Currently, they are not making propositions. They want the North to start something, to show it.
Yeah, but the thing is, But Mike, you could totally understand that sentiment, because for years, they wouldn't lift a finger and do anything.
And that's why
they don't care.
Southerners, that's why a lot of people believe that probably this won't even happen. But
exactly,
they will believe that it will happen only if they actually have a general consensus of a thing concerning this, protest in northern Nigeria, that people sees it and say, okay, yeah, we can see it. Oh, that's massive. Oh, this one is there. Then others will respond. I think. But that's what it's never out of never out of order.
I think that would be a way, because if they said, okay, we're going to spearhead this thing, we'll be on the streets and the Federal Capital Territory or wherever, Kaduna, where it is they want to go, and then the rest of you be the backup singers. You sit at home, so we shut the whole country down. And then we see how it goes. Yes. Yeah, and then they get the support. And if they get the support, and then people say, no, actually, these Northern Gen Zers, these people are deadly serious, then we can, then where the revolution
take it up from there.
will go. it'll go from there.
Thank you. You see, there's something about where you have, grains of ideas, where you can take a lot from. That you could say, well, you know what, I could pull out a lot of ideas from my chest pockets, simply because I've got grains of it right there, stock, right? On this platform, a lot of people, we have a lot of audiences. I mean, a lot of people in the audience, right? And somehow, what I have noticed is that every time we kind of speak or talk on this platform, Julie, you are talking to somebody. You don't know that person, but now your voice comes on, the owner of that message, and the owners of that message, right? They probably have clipped it. You've said yours. And then
the point is, to be honest, I've been trying to talk to you for days. And as you know, I've been ringing the wrong number.
You see, I mean, if you had the right number, we would probably have spoken, maybe 2-3 times now in the last few days.
I know, but I mean, I nearly sent a super chat, and I thought, don't send a super chat because there's just so much.
I know.
Yes. So anyway, I know I don't want to keep you up forever. I know this has been a late one and that you didn't expect, but anyway, my 2 cents. So I'm really glad I got to speak to you, and thank you so much for everything you do. It's completely appreciated, even when we're quiet.
Thanks so much. Okay, you stay safe and you have a wonderful weekend. Okay,
I will do. And you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye. Bye for now, guys.
Julie, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, and that's where we're going to draw the curtain this evening. Our time is like on the dot, 3 hours. Again tonight, let me say thank you. I received 2 donations. So let's consider that as my first night or our first night. Tomorrow I'm going to continue. And I hope I am able to actually really deliver what is expected of me with your help. If you come across this video later and you're wondering, what is he talking about? How can I support the Igbimo Majeko budget? Right? This is not you contributing to any summit or have you. No. This is you helping to crowdfund, the completion of the Yoruba Union Portal, which will be launched next month. And I ask for your help in doing so. So if you wish to, I do not have any other link for it. It is just that PayPal. The link is in the description, is in the comments. And when I see you tomorrow, I'll tell you more about it. And if I got anything overnight, sure, I will come back and tell us. Okay. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great weekend and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù.